didn't hear much when this happened, and from what we understand, no one had heard anything who was on the second level of the mall here. So we're still trying to figure out what exactly is going on. We just recently got kicked off of mall property because it is private property here. So we're still trying to get some details. I know we've reached out to Richmond County to try to get more information here, but social media in a frenzy here at what seems like a shooting at the Augusta Mall. Again, unconfirmed, but yeah, still trying to figure out. There's a lot of people who left the mall right after all of this happened on social media.
We understand everything you're saying there, and we appreciate you being out there for us. It is interesting to hear that, and just to go back over this, those shots fired coming up. What exactly time would you say the first reports came in here?
I would say about 25 minutes ago is when I got a text that there were shots fired inside the mall. I talked to someone who was actually at the mall when this happened. They said they heard what sounded like a pop, 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 and then heard people running as well and saw people running as well. Again, that we don't know if those were gunshots or if that was someone just banging on something. Again, 4th of July, it could have been firecrackers for all we know inside the mall, as crazy as that sounds too.
Right.
So again, we still don't know the circumstances surrounding why all the people were leaving the mall and why the mall is currently shut down. A lot of people who were leaving were saying that they had no idea what was going on. They were just told by security to get out. A lot of the stores were closing their security gates in front too on this holiday.
Yeah, I'm looking back through our content here on this end, Will, and at one point I think I heard you mention that you saw a deputy or two maybe bringing evidence out in a bag, maybe toward a car. But I would think this is all a good sign. If more law enforcement and more ambulances and more rescue are not heading to the Augusta Mall, maybe this is something that's already contained. And there was that one injury possibly related to this that you saw being loaded into the ambulance. But all this may be a good sign that there's not something catastrophic unfolding as we speak, right?
Yeah, the term active shooter was being thrown out. That may have been a possibility earlier. It could have been a fight that broke out that led to someone showing a weapon as well. Again, we don't know, but it seems like the law enforcement presence is minimal compared to what an active shooter situation would have brought out here to the Augusta Mall.
Okay, absolutely. And as you step out of the screen one more time, let's get the camera to push in again so we can just have one more look to show people what's going on. Again, this is on around the back side of the mall. Would you say that's the approach where people might typically go to the Apple Store, Will? Is that correct? Am I getting my references correct there? Is that the Apple Store entrance back there?
This is where the Barnes & Noble store is on the second
Yes.
level of the Augusta Mall. If you come in off Wrightsboro Road, you take that left. Palmetto Moon is over here. The Lululemon that's new is over here. So again, I'm trying to move over here so I can get a better angle, but it looks there's about 4 or 5 patrol cars that have their blue lights on right now that I can see at each entrance of the mall over here. So I don't know if that's part of the investigation that's going on where it's spread out, or if that's just to get people out of the mall so they can continue to find out what exactly transpired here this afternoon.
Yeah, early reports.
I mean, this is
we don't know if it's fireworks or actually gunshots, but you correct me if I'm wrong. We heard people were actually leaving the mall in big numbers there early on just to get out of the way of all this, correct?
Yeah, people were flooding out of the mall. I mean, there was a line all the way from the light to get onto Wrightsboro Road all the way down to the Dick's parking lot. So there were a lot of people who were leaving the mall, and then of course we heard reports of a lot of people running out of the mall after they heard what happened too. And just to bring this up, I mean, this is the elephant in the room, but we had a shooting here at the mall back in late April. So this is becoming a trend, it seems like, with the Augusta Mall.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was able to look back through that same thing, and just to go back even more than that, in October of 2022, I believe it was October 3rd, there was a fatal shooting reported at the Augusta Mall. Then, fast forward a little bit more, June of 2022, a gun found in the food court there, but I don't think anything came of that, but certainly that was something that was checked out. And then, as you mentioned, gunfire more recently at 1:43 in the afternoon in April, late April, and the mall was quickly shut down. And here we are again on the 4th of July talking about the same kind of situation there. Will, let me just ask you about earlier when you arrived on mall property. Was it mall security asking you to leave, and did you get any sense of urgency from them about what was happening inside?
I think that I was on the property for a good 15 minutes before security found us. Not that we were hiding on the property, but we showed up at the Dick's trying to get some video, trying to talk to a lot of different people who were at the mall to find out what was going on. And then K9 services showed up and told us that we need to leave the property. So everyone who left the mall said that they were approached by security and told to immediately leave the property as well. So it seems like when this happened, security responded, told people to get out so that they could continue their investigation, find out what exactly happened this afternoon.
And of course, we're going to absolutely cooperate with security. I just didn't know if they gave you any indication of what was going on, or they just simply said, we need you out of this spot and find a larger location somewhere else to go live.
Yeah, no information from security or deputies or anyone else on scene, really. There was a lot of people. Again, we showed up after there was a lot of people who were leaving, so anyone who might have seen that could have already left. Again, yeah, security didn't tell us anything, just told us to get off the property.
All right, well, I know we're trying to learn more details as we speak, so I'll let you get off camera here for a few minutes, but I just want to let our viewers know we're standing by, we're tracking all of this. As soon as Will gets any new information, Will come right back to you. Just give us the word. That's the beauty of being able to do this off the air. We're able to come just as soon as we have new information. So we'll let you do a little reporting from out there at the Augusta Mall, where really all we know is there's a large law enforcement presence. Will says at least one person was loaded into an ambulance earlier and taken away, and we saw a deputy leaving with a bag full of what we presume was evidence. But the larger picture is we don't see more activity, more people coming to the mall, more emergency crews coming to the mall. So perhaps whatever's going on inside is contained and won't get any larger than we suspect it is right now. But Will Rio, again, thanks, and let us know. We'll go back to you just as soon as you give us the word.
Yeah, and Richard, one other thing before we go, if anyone on social media or anyone watching here has any videos, pictures, or knows what exactly happened in the mall, you saw it for yourself as well, we'd love to hear from you and get some perspective and some context as to what exactly happened this afternoon. Of course, contact law enforcement if you have any helpful information as well.
All right, Will, if you wouldn't mind stepping out one more time, we'll just have your photog zoom in, and that's where we will leave it as we zoom in to take a closer look at this area near the bookstore entrance to the mall there on the upper back side, where there's been a bit of a law enforcement presence there, and you can still see mall security over that way and Richmond County deputies over that way as well. But you also see people coming and going from the mall, and that's a good sign. We are happy to see that. Hopefully this is nothing more than something minor, and we can get to the bottom of it really soon. But that's the picture we'll leave you with right now, live at the Augusta Mall. And just know that we will cut in again just as soon as we have more confirmation about exactly what is going on there.